Hello, Internet. What's up, friends? How's everybody out there doing? This is another Defund DOC live event. We just want to say hello to everybody out there. I've been in prison 20 years, almost 20 years. It'll be 19 actually. So let's get it straight. But it'll be 19 in February. And so, this is a good way for us to reconnect with the community, with our friends and families, those out there that are against this corrupt system, this evil DOC system that's a slave system. So we all want to reconnect with everybody out there and see how everybody's doing. The season of the holiday season is especially violent inside the prison. Everybody's missing their loved ones. They're missing their wives. They're missing their children. They're being separated by the state because the state has a profit motive to steal people's labor. You know what I mean? It's not a rehabilitated system. So anyway, we've been dealing with a lot of violence in here. There was 3 assaults in the last week, and then today, Linda. What did you face when you came to the door to take a visit?
Well, we have to wait out at our cars until they put the visiting open sign up. But the sign wasn't changing from closed, and then I got on and saw the message from you that you were on lockdown, and then through other visitors, other family members that were there to visit, I found out what had happened. So we were basically just standing outside waiting, and then we waited for quite a while. Finally, I think everybody got tired of standing outside, so we all went back to our cars, and then I say within 5 minutes they finally opened the door.
And what did they tell you? What did you find out that the incident was?
From DOC? DOC didn't tell us anything. I found out from one of the other visitors.
Yeah, crazy. Your husband is incarcerated here, yet DOC does not even notify your people that there was an actual stabbing and a 7-man fight on the breezeway.
Yeah, all they told me when I was checking in was that there would probably be a delay from the time I got in there to sit down and the time you got in, and I told him, I said I already heard about it, so I already knew. But no, they don't.
There was a vicious stabbing. 7 people got into a fight, and that's not including the 3 that got assaulted this week. So this is what we endure every single holiday season. You know what I mean? People are like, oh yeah, because prison is violent. No, this fight was over scarce resources and the frustration of being separated from their families and stuff. I mean, all this is preventable. You know what I mean? It's not like rocket science. You know what I mean? When you keep your foot on somebody's neck and you give them pennies for their labor, and then you wonder why everybody's fighting over the funds that are inside the prison. You're like in La La Land. You know what I mean? You know what the fights are over. It's over commissary. It's over drugs. It's over the pull bar. It's over the, you know what I mean? It's over the dip bar. And who controls all that stuff? The administration. So therefore, it's a corrupt system. You know what I mean? We need to get to a better system. And, the first people that should have been notified are the loved ones. Why was nobody even notified?
Yeah, that's that's what one of me and one of the other, I believe she's one of the mothers, she was there to visit her son. We were talking about that, and she even made a comment about, like, why are they not coming out here and just kind of letting us know, like, communicate with us. What is, not they don't got to give us all the details, but like, speak with us about what's going on.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're not even human beings. We're like literally cattle to these people. And like on the street, like if there was a stabbing on the corner of Spokane Avenue or whatever, you know what I'm saying, out there in the real world, it's immediately posted on all the Facebook groups. It's immediately It could even be in the newspaper. Like the whole community gets to know about a tragedy or a violent act that happened in the community. But when something happens in the dark, secretive world of prison, all of a sudden nobody gets notified. Nobody, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
I mean, I'm lucky that I got the email from you, and then I heard from some of the other people that had gotten emails from their loved ones. Otherwise, I'd be standing out there not knowing why they weren't opening the visiting door and potentially worrying that something could have happened to you.
exactly. No, I know. That's a real thing, Linda. I mean, you got to think, I've been here 19 years. The odds are, not real good that I'm gonna make it out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people getting murdered. I knew a guy that got murdered right on the small yard. He got kicked in the head while he was doing upside down push-ups. You know what I mean? And it snapped his neck. And that guy wasn't intending to murder that person, but yeah, it happened. And you get stabbed in the wrong place on your neck, and you get that main artery or whatnot. I mean, it's a vicious world, and it's like, I didn't even hurt nobody. Nobody even got severely hurt in my case. Like they alleged a person got pistol whipped. Yeah, the trauma that's been inflicted on those victims is literally nothing. It's like this amount compared to the trauma that I've endured in this 19 years of prison.
Even
I've seen people just brutalized in here.
When I got home, I was kind of talking to my mom about what happened, and even she said that, like, we all know that if you look at someone in a way that they don't like, something could happen to you. It's like that altercation, like that altercation before, where the guy was mentally unstable and he just started hitting you. That was like completely unprovoked, and like you were on your way to church. How were you to see that?
Exactly. It's such an evil world. Like, people talk about like evil as like it's this abstract notion or whatnot, and it's like it's those people over there, or it's that society over there. No, you come into a prison, you can cut the tension with a knife. You feel a cloud of oppression, brutality, evilness, violence. It's just like this. You know what I mean? You just feel it. You know what I mean? And especially when there's tension. You know what I mean? When there's a war going on or something, like, oh my gosh, it is such a brutal landscape. And so, it's like, why are we inflicting that upon our citizens? You know what I mean? And look, I'm at like the lowest custody there is. I'm at a medium and minimum. There's higher custody levels, like closed custody, that's even more violent than this. And it's like,
you can definitely tell the difference. You can definitely tell the difference, though, from when you were in minimum to where you are now. Like minimum to medium, there's a huge difference, even just there.
No, absolutely, you're right. But at the same time, you got to think, like, why are they not like can't they take any kind of accountability to like how the system has failed? Like, it's failing our people over and over. Everybody's getting out of prison. Virtually every single person, except for 13% that get out of prison, come back. And it's because DOC is not preparing our people. They don't have the money to re-enter society. They are traumatized by the violence in prison. You know what I mean? Like, all these different elements. They have no education. They got all this debt from court. And it's like, I feel like it's more that they're committing more crime against our own people than the crime that was committed to go to prison. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're committing crimes against humanity in here. You know what I mean? Like, they're violating, like, international law. Like, they have actual treaties in the United Nations that are against solitary confinement, that are against slavery, that are against degrading treatment. Do you know that they lock people out with dog leashes in here? Yeah. They'll, like, literally put a dog leash on you in solitary confinement in some of these places. So, yeah, it's just a real cool environment, man, and that's it's important for all you guys out there to be tuned in with this. You know what I mean? You need to be a part of this, because if you're not, then you're like you're foreclosing your own children and your own citizens and your own family to this kind of system.
You could be a part of the best family, but mistakes happen. So you could, have a great family and your kid makes a mistake, and then you're a part of, the criminal justice system is a part of your life.
Yeah, and I hate to use the word mistake, because everybody wants to use that as a cudgel and say, "Oh yeah, you didn't make a mistake." No.
Sometimes
okay,
people make mistakes.
How do we make bad decisions?
Well,
please tell me anybody in the whole world that has not made a bad decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And instead of criminalizing bad decisions, why don't we just take a step back and say, hey, these are our own citizens, and perhaps they're even our own children, and let's give them treatment and education and let them get back to their family. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. It's like let's just take a actual reasonable look at society. Anyway, are there any questions out there for us?
I don't.
We'd love to get some questions.
I don't see any questions yet, but I've got I'll use her nickname on here. Green Butterfly is here. She says hey. We've got Natasha here. She also says hey. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or anything they'd like to bring up while we're on here, please do so in the chats and I will read them to Daniel.
Yeah, absolutely. I got answers to whatever questions you guys got. I've been in here forever, it seems like. And I know the truth about what's happening to our people. You know what I mean? It's an evil system, man. It's not a system of justice. This is all an illusion. It's an illusion to enslave our people. We have the biggest slave class in human history, and I'm not even saying you got to be out on the front line doing anything about it. All I'm saying is subscribe to our podcast. You know what I mean? Just be a part of our.
Educate yourself. I was just gonna say, educate yourself.
I'm not asking you to get on the front line and lock yourself up on the freeway so people can't pass. I'm not asking you to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just asking
we've got Mary here. She has been super busy, but she is able to join us here. She said, "What's your solution to the climate?"
Oh, it's funny that you say that, because I've actually wrote articles on this. That the big one, if they really care about climate change, then they need to get rid of diesel therapy.
Mm-hmm.
They're shipping prisoners around across the country in diesel buses and airplanes, and they're shipping people around the states. I've been shipped around to 40 different prisons in 19 years. 40 different prisons. You know what I mean? Around the circuit in the state of Washington. And let's stop diesel therapy. That's a huge contributor to climate change. Let's start there.
Yeah.
The particulates, it belongs on it. You know what I mean? So again, subscribe to our podcast. We're giving away a free book. Go grab it right now. You know what I mean? So just go get it.
I don't know if we've got people here that I can't see watching, but I'm pretty sure everybody on here is actually subscribed already. Mary's been reading Hopeless in Seattle.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So that's a heart-rendering telling of my story. You know what I mean?
Okay, no, she said the climate inside, not like climate change.
The climate it's violent right now.
Yeah, it's very bad.
It's super bad, and like I said, how about just taking their foot off our neck? That would cure the violence overnight. Just give us minimum wage for our labor, and give us programming. Let us take out student loans like every single American in the whole world, in the whole nation. They can take out student loans and get an education. Let us do the same thing inside prison. Furthermore,
go ahead.
Let us get minimum wage just like everybody else in the whole world. That would end the violence substantially overnight.
Yeah, I don't think she was on. We've got Katrina here as well. She says, hey, everyone. I don't think Mary was on when we first started, so she didn't. I don't think she heard about, kind of everything that's been going on there. But I think her and I have kind of spoken about it in the past that it's the holidays, so tensions are high. And like Daniel and I were speaking about when we first started this live, I couldn't get in to visit until I think I got sat down at the table an hour late because they were all on lockdown because of things that were happening inside.
Yeah, it's a real tension filled climate right now, Mary. Thank you for asking. We
Katrina
know that you got
says as
heart when you
well.
ask questions like that. We appreciate you. Yeah, so this last 2 weeks, or probably just the last week, there was 3 assaults, there was a stabbing, and then there was a 7-man fight just in the last 1 week. You know what I mean? So that's what we're dealing with in prison, and we're in medium and minimum custody. So you can imagine what it's like in closed custody and what it's like across the nation. And this is all controlled by the prison administrators. They could change this overnight. Give us minimum wage, get your foot off on it, give us education. You know what I mean? Quit acting like you're self-righteous hypocrites. Like, everybody makes bad decisions. You know what I mean? Quit acting like you're going to, bully us from the bully pulpit and say, oh, yeah, criminals are domestic terrorists and all this stuff. No, we're actually the citizens of this country, and we're also sons and daughters of this country. So, yeah, definitely appreciate people speaking out against the injustices happening,
Yeah, Katrina says that that's insane, and I agree. I want to point out, because you're talking about bullying, and I want to point out our conversation last night, I believe it was. You got called to go to property to turn in some defective earbuds, and you wanted to pick up the earbuds that I ordered you at the beginning of December, but they would not let you. They would not let you pick up your earbuds because that's not what they called you there for. You were there.
I know, yeah, son. That's the kind of elevated abuse of power. Like, you're there already, and I've already
And they
waited.
can't just grab it for you. Like,
exactly. It was a month since we ordered it. So
yes.
Can you imagine out there in the whole world, anybody in the whole world waiting a month for some earbuds? Like, I can't even use my tablet to call my wife. I can't call nobody because I have no microphone, no headphones. And can you imagine waiting a month to get a new pair?
Yeah, because these
over a month.
Headphones only last literally a week max.
Yeah, it's just every single level of the prison system. Every level of it is just like corrupt, evil, oppressive, just brutal, cruel. Like, it's not like, it's never to our benefit. Like, it's just like always like, let's see how much we can oppress them.
They just want to make, they don't want to make your life any better. So they're going to do what they can.
Yeah, they're not focused on rehabilitation. Their focus is on incapacitation. Their focus is to warehouse us, and their training is that every time they give you a major, every time they give you an infraction, which are psychological whips to keep the slaves in check, they're keeping a community safe. And that's a prejudice that we got to deal with in here. You know what I mean? They got this false ideology that they're keeping the community safe, when in reality, 87% recidivate. So they're not keeping it safe. They're actually doing the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they treat you fair, if they treat you like a human being, if they give you education, if they pay you minimum wage for your labor, people aren't coming back.
Yeah.
That's what they need to be doing.
Michelle says that you're not asking for any special consideration. You're just asking for basic human rights. Katrina, I completely agree. Katrina says it's a cash grab for them. There's no real reform. That's all it is. It's cash. Mary says it's so frustrating. They designed the system for failure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not like we're domestic terrorists, like some of these politicians, these corrupt politicians want to say. We're our own sons and daughters. Like, there's people on here, like, I know, Mary, you got a son that's incarcerated. Mm-hmm. Like, we are the children of this country, and logically, if if we wanted to make a better country, there's 2 million people that we can immediately educate and increase GDP, gross domestic product. We can increase tax revenue overnight. You know what I mean? Like, I've never met anybody in prison that said, hey, I can't wait to get out so I can come back to prison. Nobody says that. Everybody says, look, I want to get out. I want to turn my life around. I want to be with my wife. I want to be with my kids. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, on the topic of like not getting pay, Katrina says her husband got a job in the kitchen working 40 hours a week at 25 cents an hour. She told him that she'd just give him the $40. Like, that is insane. I mean, you can barely even live a day on $40. I mean, you got gas, you got food, whatever. It's insane. And then they overcharge you. They overcharge you for absolutely everything you get.
Yeah, it's like they're literally extracting every single penny they can from our family, right? To keep our families in poverty, and they're also extracting every piece of labor that they can from us. So it's like we're a commodity. That's all we are. We're like in a matrix. They're extracting our energy. They're extracting our families' resources.
They're extracting my energy.
It's an evil system.
They're extracting my energy.
Yeah, exactly. They're extracting all of our energy, and we need it. Like, that's why we need to unite. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need everybody out there to subscribe to the podcast. We got the lead. We got the lead on a really special episode. So stay tuned for that one. We can't really speak on it yet, but it's going to have a real powerful person.
It kind of ties in with someone that's incarcerated in Ohio that we've interviewed in the past. So it ties in, and it seems like it's going the right way. So I kind of got excited about it because I literally had to track this person down on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did a good job, Linda. We all appreciate you. Definitely working a full-time job while also trying to keep this platform and the community rolling. So we appreciate you, Linda, for that. Any updates on our website, the Elite Inmates? How's that going?
He's I believe in the final phase, which is the development phase of the website. So that should be out hopefully here pretty soon. He seems like he's pretty quick once he gets everything down. He's got all the details and everything. So once we hear more about that, I'll be putting a bunch of information out. So if you know anybody that would like to be on the Elite Inmates Pen Pal website, let me know. I can get you any information. Mary, she asked us a few seconds ago regarding, I think, kind of everything we were talking about before. She said, have all your efforts yielded any positive results? So I think that's, I'm not sure if she's talking about all the work we're putting into it, but I feel like, I mean, it's taken a long time to grow, but I feel like we're starting to move. We're moving in the right direction. As you can imagine, Mary, I think this was like the first thing we really spoke about, but there's not a lot of people that support this sort of thing.
There's not a huge market, but you know what I mean? Like, the people that are about it are the people that have actually went through this corrupt system or their loved ones. Those are the people that actually support it. It's the people that have never experienced it, that have no problem judging us and like saying, you know what, we don't care about those people. Like, let them suffer. Yeah, okay. Those are the type of people that need to be tried for human rights violations.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
They should be.
Oh, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I'm just saying that, you know, they sit here and advocate for this system when they don't even know how corrupt it is. So definitely, we're making efforts, but it's a hard progress. You know, it's a hard slog. But like Linda said, we're making progress. So hey, you know, it's on you guys too. Like, you guys should be out there telling your family and your friends about it. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just one. This is a community. You know, we really need all you guys to help. You know.
Okay, so I'm gonna get caught up on some of these messages here just because we're down to about 4 minutes and I want to make sure that I can read as many of them as possible. Katrina says you are both amazing. Michelle says, and wait till you do get out and have nothing invested into Social Security for retirement. Minimum wage means taxes get paid. Fair pay means Social Security tax gets paid.
Exactly. I know. That's crazy you say that because literally I'll get out at the age of 59 and there's no way I'm going to be able to work to put in much money into Social Security by that time. So all the labor that they stole from me while I was in DOC, none of it goes towards Social Security taxes. None of it goes towards any kind of safety net. So yeah, I mean it's really corrupt.
Okay, Victor says he's watching on TikTok, and he says, I support my man 100.
Yes, sir. Hey, much love, Victor, man. I appreciate you. Continue doing what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, Victor, I showed, or
we need to get together again, and we need to do a co-branded one, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I read, since Daniel couldn't see it, I read the video that you made for your TikTok and put on there for him. I'm sorry. Green Butterfly says that she said I do, which I believe that was just towards the growing and not many people follow this kind of thing. She says we will all get there. We got Katrina says, and Katrina, I told you a while back about the Real Wives of DOC page, and how she's kind of been really helpful. So she says, if you ever need any social media help, let me know. I do this for a living and am paid on all platforms. So we appreciate that,
we
Katrina.
Gotta get together. We need help with. We do. We need help. We need help with this and we need help with elite inmates. And once we start getting rolling and getting, you know, we could actually start helping contribute towards your bills and stuff. So yeah, we definitely need help.
Okay. Victor says, "Love you, brother. Keep it up, homie."
Yeah, much love to you as well. I'm saying, you know, what's crazy is that most of us say that we love each other in prison so much because we miss our families and we miss our friends. And we miss our communities out there, and that's why we always say I love you to the people that we're in here with. But I genuinely do love all you guys out there. You know what I mean? We're all one patriotic family. So thank you,
Juanita. And I know that I've talked to Juanita about this before because I looked up this PR Reform 24, if I'm saying that right, in Illinois. Would love to help. So I know that I've spoken with her briefly in the past, so I'll connect with you, Juanita.
Yeah, much love. Thank you so much.
I think we're running out of time.
We love our activists. We love our organizations.
All right, I think we are. Oh no, we got less than a minute left. I'm not going to be able to read them all. We've got so many people joining in the conversation. I'm loving it. Mary,
guys. We appreciate you guys.
Mary says, I'm willing to meet you outside and yell through the microphone. So we'll have to do that.
Hey, we need to start. Hey, there's a lot of bills in Washington that we really need passed. So, you know, there's room for that.
Okay, one more. Katrina says about the website and working with her on getting some of that stuff out there. Please let me know. I also run a pen pal site with over 100,000 followers. So that I'll definitely need to get some information from you, Katrina, because this is new to me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 12 seconds.
Thank you, Katrina. We definitely need to plug in because that's how we do it in here. We get on each other's shoulders. Okay, so we're about to cut off. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Join us next Sunday for another live. We love you guys.
Thank you.